So excited to see you here today. Double check we're all good. So excited to see you here today. Okay, so just gonna put it out there that I think the internet might not be great right now for some reason. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward with our session. If you're having any issues or you missed anything, go ahead and put it in the comment box and I will get it answered for you. Okay, looks like we're good. Still in the process of getting my workroom set up, so it's a little weird looking right now, but you'll see our little vine of leaves and everything coming back soon once I find it. Anyway, so excited to have you here today because we have another topic about attracting more clients. I know that's on a lot of people's minds when they're thinking about starting and running a baking business. So we're going to focus on it this month. And here in August, that's the whole theme. So we want to talk about the power of asking them already, asking the clients for information, or even, soon to be clients, right? They don't have to have worked with you yet. Asking them for information to help you run a better business. And we're going to focus on how to ask the right questions to receive helpful and directed feedback that you're actually going to use rather than just, it is for interaction purposes, but we need to be able to use and put into action the information that they're going to give us. And this is going to mean faster business growth and better client attraction for you. Now, this investigation can happen at any stage of your business. So if you haven't even really started selling yet, you can still use this tactic. If you're already selling, absolutely. And it's really based on as long as you're able to communicate in a way that directs the feedback to be useful. Like I said, it's really the biggest thing here. I see a lot of people going online trying to ask these types of questions, but they're doing it in a way that's very vague and they don't get a lot of useful input. I can see it in the responses. So I'm going to help you figure that out today. I will say one mistake that people make when they think about asking clients for information or input is they think they already have it figured out because they think, oh, I'm just like my clients. I should know what they want. But in reality, likely your clients are not professional bakers, right? They likely don't have a ton of experience in baking, so they're not like you, and we need to ask them certain questions. Another mistake is people are nervous. They don't even want to open that can of worms because they don't maybe want to hear something that they weren't prepared to hear, or they don't want to feel wrong, whatever it is. So today I'm going to give you a couple tips to help hype you up to do this. And also a few script ideas. So when you go to ask these questions, you already have some of those things answered and you don't have to kind of come up with it on the fly. So I'm going to help you with that today too. Okay, if you want to stay in the know about these lives, I go live every Thursday, 9 a.m. Mountain Time at this point in my life. And I like to try to stay consistent with you guys in the group here every week. So that's why I'm here every week. If you want to get an invite, you have to mark yourself as going on the Facebook platform for the event that I post a couple days before we do it, or you can send me a friend request, I'll accept it, and then you can get invites automatically when I make the event. You can also hang out on YouTube, our YouTube channel, or on our email list where I send out the replays. Either one of those places works too. Okay, or in the featured section of the group, you'll see it posted after the fact normally. All right, so let's hop in with why you need to ask them already. Okay, and I want you to put in the comment box if you're here with a hashtag live, or if you're on the replay, hashtag replay. Lori says, good morning, how are you? Let me know also in the comments, when was the last time that you asked your audience or your prospective audience for any input? Just put it in there, a couple weeks ago, yesterday, never. Let me know how often you ask. Okay, so let's hop in with number one. How will you know what clients actually want if you never ask, right? That's kind of the overarching theme here, is that you likely don't know exactly what's going on in their head. It would be kind of a disservice to them for you to guess because they have an answer. So let's ask them and let's kind of figure out, how can I make your opinions work within my business? Because clients like businesses that listen. So that's this whole getting you into the vibe of bringing them in, but controlling the options, okay? So let's be clear that some clients know exactly what they want already. You might be working with a person who has experience baking themselves or buying baked goods. They just do it all the time. So they know more about what can be done, what's available, what the trends are, etc. Those people are going to have some really good input for you. And then you're going to have some people who don't know anything about anything, and they really don't have an opinion, kind of a mix in your clientele. So those people, you're going to need to tell them their options. If you're asking them very vague questions, you're going to get a lot of nothing because most people don't even know what the answers could be, right? So by asking them already, in our title for today, ask them already, by asking them, we're really asking those with an already formed opinion to come to the table and pipe up. So it's going to allow you to give them a voice, a platform to insert what they would like to see. And it's really going to be kind of those leading the pack of your clients, right? So other clients might follow along with them. Yes, I agree. Yeah, that sounds good, etc. But we need to get those people talking. And keeping in mind that opinions change. So, over time, you're going to see things that are going to surprise you because you thought one way, maybe last year it was a certain way. This year, it's not so much. Even after many years of baking, you're going to have to continuously check in with your customer base to get some information. Trends, fads, diets, economy issues, etc. All of these things are going to influence product choices greatly. That's why we have to keep asking. So I personally always and consistently ask what people are feeling or what they're interested in to get a vibe before I input a lot of work or money into something that I want to do with the business. And there may even be timing issues. There may be pricing issues. There may be offer issues, flavor issues, size issues, things that you're not really thinking about on your end. Like for instance, a really quick example, over COVID, people's group sizes got really small, right? We couldn't have parties. We weren't really getting into big groups. So weddings and anniversaries and events like that were much smaller. So that's a sizing issue that you would have to kind of get on the same page with your clients to change your offers to fit more of what they're looking for. Alrighty. And these people will tell you what they're feeling if they have the opinion to share, because people love talking about themselves and they love talking about opinions for the most part, especially if you're open and kind about it, they'll be willing to share with you. So just make sure you're asking specific questions. We'll talk about that in a minute. Or you may lose them to feeling lost with what they should say or overwhelmed by a generalized question. Okay, so number 2, how can you control the answers? It might sound weird, but it's important because being real, you're not going to bake everything under the sun. You probably shouldn't be baking everything under the sun. And you can't really scale a business that way because you're too, if it's just you or maybe you and like one or two other people, if you don't have a huge team, it's going to be really difficult for you to have an extended menu all the time. So kind of staying in your lane, especially when you ask people what they want, right? Because we're not really looking for, maybe you don't make pastries, people are asking for pastries, it's because you didn't tell them these are the categories we need to talk about, right? So we kind of gotta like control what it is they're giving opinions on. And this will allow them to generate more highly usable information, clear and directional answers that you can actually follow or work with in the actual execution of what you're trying to do. So as an example, what I would suggest not asking is, what should I bake? That's what I see a lot of people doing. They go onto a social group and they say, hey, what should I bake this weekend? If you bake pretty often and people already kind of know what you do, they might have an opinion that would work. But if they're throwing out a bunch of opinions and you're not even willing to try all of them, they're going to feel a little deflated, right? Because you ask them what you should do, and then you're going to shut everyone down because they're not really within the category. So we're going to help them by controlling. But maybe something more, right? Instead of, hey, what should I bake? Maybe something more, if I made cupcakes tomorrow, what type of flavors would you like, right? So you know you're making the cupcakes. You're not making bread. You're not making pizza, whatever. Cupcakes, what flavors would you like? And then they'll fill in the blanks. Or I'd like to add a new item to the menu. This is where you can open it up, but make sure they understand it's just like one thing. Pick one of these and list like brownies, bread rolls, or cheesecake, which one? And then you can start seeing a vibe of what people are interested in. In this way, you're allowing them to give you their preferences, but not dictating what you're doing with your business from the ground up, and making sure the designated categories are followed. It's going to allow you to better receive opinions rather than shutting a bunch down. You're going to be able to listen, acknowledge, and follow through with more of what they're interested in. And that's going to grow that trust and that attraction factor for those who want to work with a trusted baker who listens to their clients. People love that kind of thing. That's part of working with artisanal people, is they're actually listening to their base rather than a huge corporation that's, you know, using like test groups somewhere in another state. You're actually listening to the people around you. All right, number 3, how should you ask for feedback or reviews? I get this question a lot because people are nervous to ask about it. Totally get it. It is an important question to ask because you do need to generate reviews on some platform. I would suggest a platform that you can either copy and paste them from or put them on a website or a document or something, because let's say you have your Facebook group or Facebook page, you got reviews on there. What if your page gets shut down? Like, I recently just had my Google page closed because they had internal issues with it. We couldn't get it to work. So we shut it down. It's been open since 2015. Shut it down, and I lost all those reviews because of that. Okay. So if you don't own it, copy and paste it and keep them somewhere. You want to try to get reviews in the most places as possible. And that's also going to help attract new clients if the reviews are reflective of an honest, caring, and conscious business. Do they all have to be 5 stars? No. But as long as you're getting reviews from people who are telling the truth, who are giving, you know, good information, it shows that you care. Even if you have to respond with, hey, let me help you out, let me fix it, that's okay too, right? Just making sure that the review section feels okay. All right, it doesn't have to be perfect, but okay. You can easily share the link to review your stuff on social or Google or wherever. You just have to copy and paste and send it and say, hey, could you please leave me a review when you're done, or later on, or today, or whatever it is. Now, a script you could use here, because I know people are nervous about this, might be something like, even if it's like a general post to your clients or in a place where people can see it, I would appreciate your feedback today. If you're a happy customer, please follow this link to leave a review for us. If you are anything less than a happy customer, please email me directly or call me today so we can discuss the issues and make it right for you. Thank you. Right? Just leaving this open door for people to start communicating and helping you create that customer attraction tool with the review system, which is just part of our culture now. It's important to have that. All right, let me just double check this. Oh, hey, Demetria, good to see you. Lori says last Christmas. I didn't see when you posted that. Sorry. I'm assuming you didn't know what was happening. You thought one thing and it was another. Yeah. So Christmas season has been really hard the last couple of years, I think, because of COVID and the economy. A lot of people are changing the way they're doing things. And, you know, the cocoa bomb thing in the industry, all of that, right? Things are shifting pretty quickly in the Christmas arena. Okay, number 4. How much of their opinions do you have to actually follow? Good question. Good question, me. Yeah. How much of their opinions do you have to actually follow? Not really any of them. Okay, so the whole point of this is not me telling you to do exactly what your customers say, because if we go back to number 1, we know that our clients likely don't understand what we're doing fully. That's just part of not being in the industry. And that's totally normal and okay. But that means you don't necessarily have to do what they're saying. You're taking in the input so you can see where they are. How can you meet them where they are? Many people do not understand what you do. We just have to agree or accept that they might talk like they know what you're doing, but if they're not doing it on a daily basis like you, they probably don't really understand the reality of what they're asking for. So we just need to take what we can and help them continue to share as much information as possible so we can grab out the parts that we can actually accomplish. And your job is to ask those directed, clear questions. So that's the biggest thing, that's the best thing that you can do to help that information be more fulfillable for everybody. Collecting it maybe before an upcoming sale or a business decision that you're going to make. and use their feedback to help launch or improve successfully. So this is just a really good organic way to build your business for the people who are using your services. This will excite your base as they now have somewhat of a say in what your services are going to be. People love to help businesses change or grow to be closer to what they want. And you're going to receive feedback or opinions that are unusable or unrealistic. That's part of it. And that's perfectly fine. Let them continue to give you those, as long as it's not like hurtful. Let them continue to dream. Maybe someday XYZ could happen. So let them continue if it's fine to hear them, and just kind of see how you can use that information and use whatever pieces you can. As an example on this, of an opinion that would be hard to use. So let's say you mentioned what cupcake flavors, right? Hey, I'm baking cupcakes. What do you want? And someone responded, oh, I want blue velvet, just basically, right? The creamy white cake with blue dye, lots of blue dye. But let's say that you don't really bake with food coloring. You're kind of a low to no food coloring type of baker. You don't like it, etc., whatever. So you can thank them for their opinion. You can explain that you don't really use food coloring in your bakes, or just pass over it, say thanks, give it a thumbs up, whatever. You don't have to explain yourself. If you want to, you can. That will help people better understand your business, but you don't have to do that, right? Maybe someday down the road, you'll make blue velvet. Just another idea on the books, right? No harm, no foul either way. Okay. Now, almost lastly, let's talk about number 5. How do you get over feeling anxious about asking for opinions and input and feedback? So there might be a part of you that's thinking, I want to know, but I really don't want to open that door because I'm not sure what they're going to say, right? So know that your best clients want to tell you what they think. That's part of being a consumer. You have opinions based on what happened, right? So even if it's not all rainbows and kittens, it's not always going to be that way. What they're giving you is a gift. They're gifting you with their time. They don't have to say anything, but they want to because they want it to be better. And that's a good thing. So none of us are perfect. You're never going to be 100% perfect ever, right? That's part of it. Part of running a business is growing into your better self, into your better business. We need their help so we can see those we're usually too close to what we're doing to be able to see those little intricacies that we can easily make better or make more accessible or easier or whatever. Okay. So when you're asking for this information, you're really asking them for a favor and they're accepting. And it's a beautiful transaction. So if you can think of it kind of like that, like a friendly transaction of information, to me, that makes it feel a little easier to ask because you're really kind of, you're asking them to enter into a business relationship with you and kind of help you understand where they're at. Now, if you ask someone, let's say you put something up and you get no feedback at all. That happens a lot too. People will say, hey, tell me what you think. And no one will really say anything. They might feel uncomfortable or they might feel like they don't really know what to say. And it might be that it's too vague. What you asked was too vague. You posted it at a bad time. You posted it in the wrong place. It's not really clear what you're asking for, or they feel uncomfortable doing it publicly, whatever it is. So try again and try to make it easier for them or more possible to participate and just see if that works. Okay. So some simple, effective, and low impact options for you to try with this, especially if you're hesitant, is a Facebook poll. That's a pretty simple way, or a poll somewhere where people can, not really anonymously, but very easily pick an option without really saying anything or typing anything out. It's like the most direct. You could do an email survey if you want to be off social media, but you still want people to respond, right? Just get them to send you an email after, send them some options, let them email you back. You can make a post with no more than 3 options, keep it really simple, and maybe put that up in a local group, a foodies group, or a page or something where people can access that. Or even if you're doing markets or you're in person a lot, make up a little sheet with 3 options and just have people check them off or whatever it is they can do. And you can collect information in person. So just keeping it simple and to the point is going to help people get involved. Okay, cool. So on to number 6. If you have questions, let me know. This is our last point for the day. Number 6, when do you ask your customer's opinion? When is this? Because it's not every single time you bake that's going to get overwhelming for them. It is not every single intimate business decision because that's not really their role. We're asking strategically when you have another thing to do that you want them to be a part of. Okay, so they're not going to run your business. They do not tell you how to price things. They do not tell you your open hours. None of that. You can take their opinions and make your best choice for yourself and your family and your life. So they don't tell you to do anything, but they can help you if you want to possibly change something, and they can kind of give you which side would they rather you fall on, right? And again, you don't even have to do what they say. So it's just their opinions, all right? So when to ask their opinion? When you have a big business decision to make that you could use their thoughts on to just help guide your final choice, right? Example, should I choose a commercial location downtown or on the east side? Just figure out what are most of your clients interested in, or most of your local community interested in. You can do whatever, who knows how it's going to shake out, but you can still get their feelings on it. 2, when you have a sale coming up and you can do multiple things with it, right? It doesn't have to be exactly this. So example, should I bake banana bread or pumpkin bread for the market this weekend? Let them choose. 3, when you need feedback on something right now, like specific feedback. So like a taste testing box or something like that's a good example. Or maybe like example of, did you like how the dessert table was set up at this recent event that a lot of people went to? Do you think it should have been more spread out, or did you like how it was spaced? Just asking stuff like that. Or when you want to pamper them, this is a really fun one too. So if you're doing kind of like a customer appreciation, it could be something like, would you prefer free lemon bar samples or free brownie samples with your pickups this weekend? Giving people something to get excited about. They're not really, just a little, getting them used to giving you opinions. It's a good one to try. Or maybe something like, when you want to tap into the local vibe, you just kind of want to see what's up. Maybe an example could be, how often do y'all travel on the weekends? I want to start offering mini cakes on Sundays, but I'm not sure if anyone's even around for that type of thing. So before you go all in, before you spend a bunch of money, before you change your whole schedule, before you do something big, tap in and kind of see what's going on with them. All right, so to recap, attracting more clients will be easier if you are tapped into that local community vibe and your current client base if you have one. And you can do this more smoothly when you know more about them and what they want on a consistent basis, because things change. So ask them already. Get in there, ask some questions. Prospective clients will see this and feel more comfortable with you as they watch you including community in your plans. Make sure to ask direct questions that will lead to highly usable information. This is very important. That's also easy for customers to answer. So let that be an easy process. Ask for feedback consistently. Keep your word if you say you'll follow a suggestion or an opinion. This is also important. So don't tell someone you're going to do something unless you actually are going to do it. So that banana bread and pumpkin bread question, if people voted for pumpkin, but I was going to do banana the whole time and I do banana anyway, that's not going to work. So you have to, if you say if you're asking and they give you and you don't do it, that's going to look bad. Okay. So make sure you actually mean to use the options, right? If you're giving them 1 or 2 kind of thing. And asking their input regularly is going to help build that rapport. It's kind of hard to build over time. You have to get used to that. And then that community is going to start building more around you organically because you're including them. So again, you don't have to do everything they say. Please don't take that as part of what I'm saying today. But by listening to them, giving them an opportunity to share, allowing them to become part of this conversation is what can help you build a more vibrant and inclusive business base that attracts more clients from the outside, because those that you have served are happy and those that you have served are feeling included. And that's going to help retain those people, those clients that you already have, which is also a question I get a lot. How do I keep my clients that I already have? This is a good way to do it too. So it's attracting them and retaining them. You can also learn so much more about how your business works within the client base, what they want from the industry as a whole, which could be very useful information for you, and how your work is affecting people, right? What that can help keep you excited about your business, because people are going to tell you things that you might not know, like, hey, that cake you made changed my life. It was the best birthday I ever had. Here's a cute photo of me and my cat with the cake. You know, that's the kind of stuff that keeps us excited. So you're going to be able to get that as you are working with the feedback just normally. Now, attracting clients is an art. I know you probably know this by now. There's multiple facets to it, and asking them for their input is just one piece of this puzzle. So I'm going to be here on Thursdays, 9 a.m. Mountain Time all month. I think I have a couple more sessions left this month to give you more tips and ideas on how you can make attracting clients a more consistent and successful part of your business. So you can catch the last few episodes from this month on this subject of attracting clients up in the featured section of the group. Most of them are up on YouTube already, and I'll be sending an updated email probably in the next few days with some of the most recent videos. If you're not on the email list, it's free. It's used for updates, quick information, things like that. You can go on the website and check it out. It's buildabetterbakerynow.com. You can sign up there. You'll get a free course or a checklist bundle when you do that as well. There's also support like mentorship services, pricing courses. There's downloadable business plan templates, lots of those, you know, nuts and bolts that you might need just to help better professionalize what you're doing. And there's more in there too. You can also ask me questions if you're not able to find what you're looking for. So if you're curious, also something I've been talking about recently about commercial space, like if you're on a timeline to get into a commercial space, or you're just thinking, is this even a possibility for me? I have a special opportunity coming up soon, a special course that's launching specifically about this. There's a wait list for it, and those people are going to get launch pricing and bonuses that come with it for like the first group of people who sign up. So you can let me know if you want to get on there too. It's free to sign up. You can change, you know, you'll see everything that's with it when I actually launch it. So you'll have decision time to figure out if it's for you or not. But the wait lists are those people that are going to get the extra special bits. So you can get on there. If you are ever going to possibly consider the commercial space, this is going to be for you. Okay. All right. So I'm not seeing any questions yet. If you have anything later on the hashtag replay, go ahead and throw it in and we'll chat about it. Okay. Hope you all have the best day, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.